lot of trash. Imagine if my whole school did this. There'd be like 6,000 bags in one day. Maybe this wouldn't happen if everybody reduced, reused, and recycled. Hello, my name is Allie Peer. I'm an 8th grader from the Scott County 4-H Lucky Charms. I'm here today to tell you about the just about endless opportunities to follow the 3 R's. Not reading, writing, and arithmetic. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. To reduce means to minimize or cut back. Reuse means to use again and repurpose. And recycle means to treat materials so that they can be reused. First, let's discuss ways that you can reduce. To reduce, to cut down or minimize. You can reduce carbon dioxide emissions by carpooling, biking, running or walking to work, and even just taking a bus. Reducing electricity, you can turn off the lights, use natural lighting, and unplug unused appliances. This helps in cutting back your electrical bill, and also it's good for the environment, so that way the factories don't have to produce as much electricity. You can reduce water by turning off the water while you're brushing your teeth. You can attach a sprayer at the end of your hose so the water is not constantly running. Replacing a toilet, get a low-flow toilet that uses less water per flush. Take a short shower in place of a bath to use less water. Use a reusable water bottle. Use a reusable water bottle, washable plastic containers, and you can reduce the amount of paper used by not using brown paper bags when you take your lunch. And you can also reduce the amount of plastic bags, like grocery bags, by using the new green or blue bags that you can take your groceries in instead. My lunch here is an example of a non-green lunch. In order to make that into a greener lunch, you can use containers like these to put carrots, veggies, and even chips. It'd have to be a bigger container for chips so that way they wouldn't get crushed. And then you can put your sandwich in here instead of another bag. And instead of using a Gatorade bottle or a normal reusable water bottle, a normal trash water bottle, you can use a reusable water bottle that you can use throughout the day. That is an example of a very good lunch for the environment. To reuse means to use again or repurpose. I participate in events at the Restore, Reusable Usables, and the Wapsie Center. Some classes I've taken at Reusable Usables involve making little baskets. They were supposed to be mats, but I pulled too hard, out of old t-shirts. For this one, we cut the sleeves off to make a smaller one. But for this one that I made at the Wapsie Center, is made out of the actual lacrosse part. And then you can either leave the strings hanging or put them back in. You can, at Reusable Usables, you can create things like these. This is made out of strips of cardboard from a toilet paper tube, and people hole punched and then stuck on a piece of string. And we also made little roses out of egg carton containers. You can also purchase clothes at consignment shops, Goodwill, / Salvation Army, and garage sales. This is a great way to keep clothes out of the landfill, and if you donate to the consignment shop, you can actually get some of your money back. Goodwill, Salvation Army is just a good way to give people who might need the clothes a good opportunity to get them. You can use reusable lunch boxes in the plastic containers instead of plastic bags and brown paper bags. You can use a reusable water bottle instead of a throwaway one. You can also use hand-me-downs as a great way that you don't need to buy new clothes and you don't have to spend money and time pricing. You can use old scrap materials for new purpose. This is something I made at the restore. It's made out of just random things, and it can create it into like a little treasure monster, whatever you want to call it. It's just a fun way. It's just hot glued on there. Some of the pieces are falling off from transportation. But when they're actually all together, it can be cool because this was glued on originally like that, like a little handle. You can carry it. You can use scrap fabric material from tie blankets to make cat and dog toys. I do that a lot when my mom makes tie blankets, and my dog and cat love to play with them. How many of you guys went out and bought new school supplies this year? One way you can not do that is saving your supplies year after year and using them again. Save an old ruler, save a pencil sharpener, and then you can throw them for another kid or just keep them for next year and use them. And recycle. To treat materials so they are able to be reused and change the form. Things that can be recycled are papers, plastics, but for the plastics, you have to check your local recycling center for numbers. The numbers on the bottom of the containers they have a number, and only certain recycling centers take certain numbers. Glass is another thing you can recycle. The glass jars, like pickle jars, salsa jars, and then also some types of metals, like aluminum foil. But some metals you can actually get paid for. So you have to search if your local recycling center does that. For cardboard, it has to be clean and flattened cardboard in order to be able to be recycled. Oil and other hazardous liquids, just oil can be deposited in a special container at least at my local recycling center. They put them in a special recycling container so that way none of the oil can spill and pollute the earth. Electronic waste can also be recycled at certain places at certain times. They take computers and old printers, and they take them apart and save whatever parts they can, and then properly dispose of them. Hazardous waste, like paints, chemicals, and other household cleaners, have a specific day in order to be thrown away. Extreme cleanup. I participated in Extreme Cleanup this year. It's a Quad City-wide event that cleans up the Mississippi River and its tributaries. This is a picture of the barge even before Extreme Cleanup of this year. They go along certain parts of the Mississippi River and they pick up trash out of the Mississippi River. There's all sorts of different things. They have a pile of tires, a pile of baby dolls, and stuffed teddy bears and things like that. This is just all the trash that they have here. This is a barge just full of trash. Like, a picture couldn't even describe it. Today we have been talking about reduce, reuse, and recycling, what they mean, and ways you can follow the 3 R's. Eventually we are going to run out of landfill space. We have to prepare for future generations. Me, my kids, even my grandkids. What's their world going to be like? Everyone walking around with masks on, pollution everywhere, garbage everywhere? How will they survive? Is this really what we want? This is why it's so important to pick up trash and reduce, reuse, and recycle. I challenge everyone here to take action. I can't go home and make you recycle or pick up trash. I just hope you are up to the challenge. I have accepted the challenge. Have you? Alright, time to go back to lunch. Thank you. Any questions? Yes?
Where did you get your information?
Information is things that I know personally from other projects that I've had to do at school. And I did have a little bit of information of searching and I went to the Extreme Cleanup website to find a little bit of that information and the Restore's website. Restore is a nonprofit organization run by Living Lands and Waters as well. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.